most of the folks that were there initially, I'll qualify that, already had criminal charges against them or had been convicted of crimes. As a result, they really had no, what's the word I want? Expectation of due process, because they've already been convicted. As such, being an illegal immigrant, you can immediately deport, to my understanding. As they get more and more people in, especially those that are brought in that don't necessarily have a criminal conviction, but are instead just considered to be here illegally, they do have to go through, quote, due process. Even non-citizens get a level of due process. Of course, considering all the sanctuary city policies where they should be holding these, the feds ask for a detainer, they ignore it, they let them out, so the feds go in and find them. And of course, that's causing a lot of its own, well, different topic, but it's causing a lot of mayhem inside some of the sanctuary states and cities.
Well, I think you touched a little bit on the environmental challenges a little earlier, but can you talk more about the legal as well as the environmental challenges that this place poses, especially, I guess,
it's I didn't have an opportunity, and I apologize. I'm going to check my notes real quick just to be certain, because I hate to misstate or give bad information out. But the gist of it is, as you might assume, the left is, their heads are exploding. I'll put it that way.
Right.
They're calling it concentration camps and, the basically internment program, however you want to put it. So they're going nuts and bringing in every kind of legal aspect of things that they can find, much like they've done for everything else about Trump and his administration, especially this term.
I like the concentration camp comparison. I've heard some of them. I mean, it's not like we're anyway.
Yeah. I heard even today that there apparently is several of the detainees that have gone on a hunger strike. They're saying the food isn't good enough, and so therefore they're not going to eat any of it. One of them has actually been 10 days without food and had to be hospitalized, of which, of course, they have a medical facility there for any of these circumstances. Anytime you get a large group of people get hurt, have issues, etc. So the medical is there as well. But I literally just heard that this morning when I was doing some research, that several of them have done a hunger strike. And because they're not, but according to what I've read, it's the same food that you would get in any prison in this country. And so suddenly these guys that are basically criminals are saying, well, we don't want to eat the food, so they're not going to eat.